say, bam, stop the video. Nice. Like, actually, big boobs to face, so not my type, but big boobs, definitely a big plus. Alright. So the girl that you see here on the left side, purple dress, looks very nice. I actually have a video of her from another day in my premium videos where a random guy stopped her on Walking Street, talked for a minute, and then off they went for a threesome. Initially I thought a lady boy, because the body was on point, but no, that's an actual girl. Real, very nice. The body, everything. Wow. So today we got some really interesting stuff to talk about. The first one was a question from a guy that basically said he wanted to go to Pattaya. He doesn't have anybody to go, but he has plans to rent a mansion and do parties there. And so he put up an ad on Craigslist, and a couple of guys responded already. What would be my recommendation? And my thoughts on this are, I would never do this. This is way too risky. You don't know the people. I would even have a problem going with a bunch of guys that I know, simply because I know myself, and sometimes I want to be by myself. You know, guys that you don't know, it's even riskier because you don't know what they're doing. Maybe they're taking drugs or do some bullshit. When you're renting a mansion together, you're kind of locked in for that period of time. So I would personally not do it. There's no reason, in my opinion, because you can easily meet other people or guys if you want to party together just by going out. There's tons of guys that go to Thailand, even to Pattaya by themselves. Very easy to meet them if you go to the party venues, even to go-go bars. I even met guys at go-go bars, you know, it's just very easy, and they're in the same boat basically. Now, why would I not do this? The mansion thing, just my personal preference is to pretty much do the things by myself, whether it's traveling, staying by myself, and then, you know, can always meet up. But for me, man, I don't really need much socializing at all, to be honest. I would even say I'm a loner by choice. Like,
I don't like people for extended periods of time. But once you get up past around minute and a half, I gotta get the fuck out of there.
I might go out a couple of times a week with friends or people that I know, but if it's more than a few hours, like I cannot stand it to hang around people for longer periods of time, really. The other thing that I don't understand is when you go on Walking Street and you have the promo girls from the go-go clubs standing outside. Now there's a small portion of them that don't really care about, you know, pictures being taken, videos being recorded, but most of them are like, no photo, no photo. They turn around, they make a big deal out of it, and I don't understand it. I really don't. I honestly don't understand why. I mean, I understand, generally I understand the principle behind it, because they don't want to be in videos or on websites. Maybe people that know them find out that they work for the go-go bar. Yeah, I understand all that. But here's the thing. You cannot fight it, man. There's hundreds of people taking videos and pictures every day. So maybe, you know, if you do the thing where you say, no picture, you're stopping maybe 2 out of 50 guys a day. So I don't understand, why are they not using it to their advantage, where, for example, instead of trying to block everybody from taking pictures, videos, they could hold a sign, maybe just something random like Sakutik or something, I don't know, where it's like funny and people take pictures, and then there's a sign that they hold and the name of the go-go bar, and maybe it would share, you know, on social media. But why not go with the flow when resisting it is almost impossible? So that's what I don't understand. But I mean, this is Thailand. Maybe there's another reason. I don't know. What do you guys think? Is there something else that I'm missing here, or is it really that they don't understand that they're on Walking Street and everybody's taking pictures anyway? I don't know. So let me know your thoughts. The other thing that logically I don't understand is when you see girls, let's say Insomnia, or it could even be in Bangkok, could be at any club, freelancer girl that go to clubs almost every day, and they're drinking every day, and I'm thinking to myself, is she that dumb really? Like, she makes money based off her looks, right? So the longer she looks good, the more money she's making. Obviously, if her looks deteriorates, the rate that she can charge for, I don't know, an hour overnight will go down. So why doesn't she understand this? That drinking will speed up aging, basically. It's not good for your skin. It's not good for your body, not good for your health. For a guy, it's different. But for a girl that almost exclusively makes her money based off looks, I don't get it. So this is something that surprises me as well. I had a video a few days ago where I talked about Thailand and how, for me, I felt like it got almost boring, like the staying in Thailand for too long when you can have all of this, the massages and partying and all that stuff every single day. It becomes kind of normal and very, very boring. You become desensitized. And somebody else pointed out that money might be the big difference, because somebody goes to Thailand for 2 to 3 weeks and is able to spend maybe $200 a day, but the people that stay longer periods, they're not able to sustain that. So the rate that they spend on a daily basis is maybe, 20 or 30 or 50 US dollars. So of course they don't enjoy it as much as compared to staying for shorter periods. And I would agree with that, but hear me out, okay? I would agree. Number one, because when you have a lot of money to spend, even for extended periods of time, you can totally switch up things in terms of your lifestyle. For example, if you feel like it's getting boring to going out to partying, you could pretty much stay at home for 2 weeks if you wanted to, and you could even order escorts from websites and all of that stuff. Would be no problem. You could have food delivered to you, all of that stuff, right? So in that way, you could pretty much change your lifestyle similar to what it would be like if you just went to a different country. But on the other hand, I also would say that it wouldn't change that much, because when you have like $50 a day and maybe you get 2 girls a week and you feel like it's getting boring, and you simply step up your game and now you're getting maybe 1 girl a day instead of 1 girl or 2 girls a week, yeah, of course that changes and makes it more exciting for a period, but you get used to that as well. So I would say, even if you have a ton of money, the same thing would apply, where you become bored. It's just on another level. That's pretty much it, but you become used to it. I think it's called the law of familiarity or something like this. Anyway, another question I got was from somebody asking about the online dates that I talked about, the first come to Thailand, did online dating, and the 11 days. And he says basically he just wanted to know how you banged all of them on the first date. It takes him at least 2 to 3 or more, and some of them never bang. How do you do it in one day? How long does it typically last? I know you got the comfort stage and seduction stage. My feeling on that is because you're young, you can do it. So pretty much comfort stage. For me, it was pretty much that any girl I met, I brought back to my place, right? And that is, I feel, the key thing, right? You cannot get laid if you go, I don't know, for a drink or for this or that, because those venues you cannot pull the trigger. But when you have every girl that you meet up at your place, it's very easy. And for me, it was almost all or nothing. I would bring them to my place, and once we were there, for me it was always like, obviously I didn't, I had some awareness of where I was at. Like, I took it slow. Maybe I didn't just arrive at my room and instantly I started touching her and this and that. I had some awareness, and when she was laughing, then slowly touching and move on from there, basically. But I would say meet up, okay, and would usually be maybe at a MRT or BTS station or Terminal 21, then go to my place. And from my place, I would say all the girls maybe within 45 minutes, I would say. Usually it would take place. Sometimes it would be quicker, sometimes it would be slower. But yeah, usually that's what it looked like. And the mentality I had was always, I want to get the girl to make a decision, basically, okay? So I didn't play it slow where I would talk for hours. I would quickly, move on to, slightly touching her or doing something physical, so I could, so I would force her in a way. That sounds really bad, force her, but I would force her in a way to make a decision. Either say, okay, I have to leave, in which the girl would leave actually and say, okay, fine, that's fine with me, I'm not wasting time, or she would be okay with it, and then it would go very quickly. So that's what I did. Basically the thing where I thought, okay, I'm gonna force her in a way to make a decision whether it's okay to touch her, and then I will quickly move on, and all that stuff takes place very quickly. Or she would not be okay with it and would leave, and then I could simply, do something else or meet up with another girl and try it again. So that was the thing. Yeah, basically where it paid off to take risks in a way. How long do you usually stay in Thailand at a time? How do you do it? So that is a very common question, how I do that. So the visa that I have, this is what most people don't know, is actually an M7 visa. This is a special visa for mostly Thai vloggers, and the benefit of that is that you don't have to do visa runs. You can stay for 6 months straight. They provide accommodation as well. There's a small fund that they provide. I think it's like $200 per every 2 weeks that they provide, so you can go out to red light district, film new videos, and that will promote Thailand and that specific area to tourists via your videos. No, I'm just kidding. Dude, I'm in the same boat as everybody else. I do tourist visa that you can get from an embassy, Thai embassy, anywhere outside of Thailand. It doesn't have to be your home country, anywhere in the world that you are at. You can go to a Thai embassy, get a Thai tourist visa. That is good for 2 months when you enter, and then once you enter Thailand, you can extend for another month, so 3 months at a time. This is usually how long I stay, and that's it. I don't do visa runs like most people. I rather do 3 months in Thailand, and then I kind of get, I want to do something different, and then I use that time to go to a different country, for example, to Vietnam for some time, or just different countries that I want to explore, so I don't have to do the typical visa run, which for me would be too much of a hassle, like, just going to a different country for 1 day and then going back. So I use that differently, okay? Somebody else said he's coming to Pattaya and he's staying in a hostel. What should I do? He's asking when I want to bring back girls. Now, hostel obviously is not an option in terms of girls, but here's what I would say. It depends on what kind of girls. Obviously, Pattaya, we're talking about working girls. So I would say, here's a few options. If you have a specific day where you're going out and you want to take back a girl, maybe a weekend, I would actually highly encourage you to book a hotel room. This is really the best option in terms of your safety, in terms of having flexibility, doing what you want to do. Yeah, that's what I would do, and it starts very easy. You can get a nice hotel room in the center of action in Pattaya for $20, easy, okay? Second best option would be to go to bars or massage places where you can actually, have fun with the girl right then and there, and they have rooms. The third option, and this is the more risky option, is to go with the girl to a room that she knows, whether that's a love hotel, a love-in, or short-term room that you book, or a room that she owns maybe, okay? But this is the risky option, something I do not recommend. I only can recommend the hotel option where you book it yourself. Okay, how do I do it with girls and makeup? This is an interesting topic. For me personally, natural beauty, I guess for most people, is very important. And a lot of girls, they look nice when they're in clubs because of the lighting, and you can't really see what they look like. But for me, it's like I look at a girl and I'm in my mind, I'm already thinking, okay, what does she look like without the makeup? And the second thing is, what does she look like when she's naked, okay? I know it sounds weird, but to a degree you can actually see or know what they look like naked and what they look like without makeup. So I'm looking for things for example, very little makeup, so I see, okay, she has good natural skin, because sometimes they're wearing a lot of makeup and kind of you can still see acne or bad skin underneath, and it's like, it's pretty much pointless. So that's something I look out for, definitely. And I'm very happy with the choices I've made in the past, because with online dating or even from day game, most of the girls, they were barely using any makeup, so I liked them when I saw them, and I liked them the next day as well. So this is good. And the worst thing is when you meet a girl and she looks nice the day you meet her, or the night you meet her, and the next day you see her in the morning and you're like, not so nice. This is really bad, so this is what made me pay more attention to this. Okay, somebody said he's afraid of food poisoning regarding street food. What are my recommendations? I don't eat street food, okay? Even if the food were completely safe in terms of food poisoning, for me it's just disgusting. Like the cockroaches, the rats running around right next to the food. No, I cannot eat the food on the street. And most foods that you see on the street you can actually get in food courts as well. I know this doesn't help you when it's 4 in the morning and you're on Walking Street or somewhere in Bangkok, but I'm saying in general, if you want to eat Thai food, I would definitely recommend the food courts. I usually go Siem Paragon, Terminal 21, so those are good places and very cheap as well. Should I book a hotel in advance when going to Pattaya, or should I book one when arriving? Okay, this is a big mistake I made when I went to Thailand, Pattaya for the first time. I thought, I'm not gonna book a hotel in advance. I pretty much showed up with just my gym bag, I think one pair of jeans, a towel, and that was it. That's what I took with me when I went to Thailand for the first time. I was walking the entire length of Beach Road and I thought, okay, I'm just gonna pop into the hotels and ask them. There's probably a lot of free rooms, but no. It was February, it was peak season, and I had to go to maybe between 5 and 10 different hotels until I found a room. The room that I found pretty shitty. It was very close to Walking Street, but man, a complete shit room. It was the worst. It was like 700 baht. Yeah, but it was not nice at all. So I would recommend you book in advance your hotel. At least that you're covered for the minimum, I would say, 1 or 2 days, so that you can look for a hotel comfortably. You have the time to settle in, then look for a hotel. But in general, don't go there without having a hotel booked in advance. Absolutely not. Which areas do I recommend for getting a condo in Bangkok? My experience, I've stayed in general in 2 different areas in Bangkok, and one of those areas was far outside. And when I say far outside, maybe 15 minutes by taxi. And the other one was very close to Suikaba, maybe 5 minutes away from Suikaba, or even less than that. And it really depends on what you want to do. The first time I stayed far outside of Bangkok, I didn't like, obviously, that it was far away. So anytime I went out, I had to pay like 70 or 100 baht for a taxi and so on. Took a long time. There was no gym nearby, no 7-Eleven. But on the other hand, it was very quiet. It was that quiet. Like, there was no noise disturbance, nothing at all. So in that sense, it was absolutely perfect. But then the second time I stayed very close to Suikaba, and it was always loud outside. That was something that bothered me a lot. But on the other hand, if you go out pretty much every day, it's very comfortable if you stay that close, because it takes you 2 minutes. If you want to bring back girls, if you want to go out, it doesn't take a lot of time. And sometimes you don't even need the BTS or the taxi. Sometimes I would just walk from my condo to Suikaba, and it took me maybe 15 minutes. So it really depends on, number one, what do you plan on doing? And number two, I would say how often you plan on doing that. So if you're going to Thailand for 2 weeks maybe, and you really know, okay, I'm gonna go Suikaba mostly, and I want to go there pretty much every single day, then it makes sense to stay close to that area. If you say I'm gonna go out maybe 2 to 3 times a week, and the rest of the time maybe I'm having a girl over or whatnot, then I would say maybe stay further outside where it's quiet and not as busy as somewhere in the center of Bangkok. In one of my previous videos, or in some of them, I was talking about the benefits of getting a hooker versus a regular girl, and that with a regular girl, if you're just going for a one-night stand, it's completely a waste of time. And somebody put what I wanted to say in a nutshell, and that is a low ROI. So with a one-night stand, you have a low return of investment in terms of your time, sometimes even money. And yeah, that's pretty much why I would say for one-night stands, it's sometimes even better to get a hooker. And for something long-term, where you actually want to spend time with a girl, obviously a hooker is not the best choice. Then this would be the place for a regular girl. So that's pretty much what I wanted to say. What's the best way to approach someone who is working? Because when you go to clubs, they're not all working girls, and some are beautiful. How could I ask them if they're working? Somebody asked. when you go to a club where, especially in Bangkok, there's tons of tourists, there's a big red light scene, dude, you're not the first guy to ask them. If girls they know about it, they know why guys come to Thailand, to Bangkok. It's very well known, so it's not uncommon for a girl to get asked if she's working, or some girls, you know, getting asked if they're lady boys. And if you're being polite about it, then there's absolutely no problem. Don't worry about this. You could ask, you know, are you working? That's pretty much it. You don't have to say what I did with one of the girls at a club, where they were basically a dancer at Insanity. Really hot. I thought, you know, I don't care, I'm gonna pay 2,000 if she wants to come. And she was just a regular dancer and walked past me, and I stepped her and said, how much? She was like, that look on her face was priceless. You're like, what the fuck? That's a little bit more direct if you ask how much straight away. If you don't want to waste time, yeah, that's one way, but a more polite way would be if you say, I don't want to be rude, but are you working? That's pretty much the way I do it, okay? In terms of getting bored in Thailand, somebody pointed out, isn't that true with every country? And you should move to Thailand if you want to learn the language and the culture. You enjoy the Thai way of life, not because you want to live in perpetual vacation. That's one way to counteract getting bored, is to always, you know, look for something new, whether there's learning something new about the culture, the language, or exploring new neighborhoods, stuff like that. That could work for some people. For me, it's like, I'm only mildly interested in the culture in Thailand. To be honest, that's what it is. I'm not going there for the culture. It's just for the lifestyle, for the partying, for the women, and, you know, culture. Not so much. In different countries, yeah. If I go, let's say, Vietnam for a few weeks, or a month or more than that, I'm interested in exploring the culture, the history. But in Thailand, not so much, to be honest. Oh, and something related to online dating that I wanted to point out that I feel is very important, a warning. I just got reminded of this because I got an email from a guy basically saying he chatted with a girl online. The girl then asked for his line ID. Then she video called him. Then she said she was in bed. She stripped naked. She started masturbating, and she said she wanted to do the guy the same thing, show his dick and stuff. After that video call, it pretty much ended. She didn't reply anymore. I don't know the specifics of that, okay? Mike, you sent me an email. I don't know if you're just trolling or if this is an actual story. But be very cautious, very, very fucking cautious. You don't want to strip naked and show your face on video unless you know the girl, okay? Because what they could do, and what happens in a lot of cases, I'm not talking about Thai girls in general, online chatting, is that they use that footage from you to extort you. That basically they're saying, okay, I have you naked here showing your dick, I'll post it on Facebook or show it to your friends or whatnot if you don't pay, you know, X amount of money. And oftentimes it's not even girls that do that. That's that thing, it's just guys. And there's software that you can use to use pre-recorded footage, basically a video of a girl stripping, to make it appear as if the video footage that you see right now is live, but it's actually pre-recorded. So basically you're doing a video call with another guy that shows you a recorded video footage, but you're thinking you're actually live talking to a girl and you're stripping, and the guy has the footage and then extorts you. Yeah, so that's it. Be very fucking cautious. Even if you have footage of the girl, because you don't know if the girl is real or it's just footage and you're talking to a guy, man, don't do something like this, or put on a mask. That's pretty much what I would recommend. But even if you put on a mask and the girl knows your profile on online dating, she still has a little bit of leverage, because she knows, okay, this is the guy, he's wearing a mask, but I know what the guy really looks like. Very risky. And in terms of her stopping to reply, and in terms of her going silent, not much you can do really. If she reads it, what you can do is just send a funny picture or something that you do during the day, something that's interesting as value, where you're not asking for a reply, you're just sharing something, and at some point she might start replying again. That could happen. That happened with me actually very well. But sometimes it's like a dead end and nothing is gonna happen anymore, and that's pretty much it. Hey, King Epic here. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that subscribe button to get new videos right into your inbox. If you want to see hidden camera and bonus videos, go to kingepic.com, put in your email address, and watch the first video right away.